Okay, guys, I see many of you have joined. Can someone please confirm if you guys can hear me well? Can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. I
Yes.
hope I will be able to hear you properly. It was my mistake. I was sitting in my office and my laptop was connected to my house Wi-Fi. Uh, so let's get started. This is the fourth machine which I deployed. Okay, the machine is ready. Let's go to the resource and check. Look at this. This is a part of availability zone 2. Okay, so I'm in East US. I've deployed 4 machines. One machine is in zone 1, 2 machines zone 2, one machine again in zone 3. Okay. So unlike your availability set, there's no compulsion. In availability set, you do not have an option to select which fault domain will it go to, which update domain will it go to. You simply just have to create one availability set, and later on the distribution, it's done by Azure itself. Here you do have an option. You can select your own zone. Is it clear till here, guys? Now, do you have any questions? Please ask me. Yes, guys, no questions, no doubt?
Hello.
Yes, Anissa, tell me.
Like in Azure region also will have a fall domain and update domain, like we have in availability set, or
Mhm.
by default we'll get that
Oh,
if we
sorry,
select the
didn't get
Azure.
your question. Didn't get your question. What do you mean by Azure region?
Sorry, availability zone. If we select the availability zone in any VM, so
Hmm.
by default we'll get the fall domain or update domain, or that feature is only in
No.
availability
That
set.
is that leave that only with availability set. It's related only with availability set.
Okay, okay.
Though, just for the information, you don't have to remember this. Don't have to say this in the interview. Just for the
Mhm.
your information, though Azure will follow the same concept. Azure itself, it's an intelligent product. Okay, they make sure that they deploy their machines here and there. Even if you're not selecting anything, they make sure that they deploy your machines in segregated manner, so it is not impacting you. See, ultimately they are providing services, right? So they will put their own efforts also,
Okay,
but
okay.
you will not call it update domain, fault domain. You won't call that. Clear?
Yes, yes, yes.
Yes, guys. Any other questions anyone has?
What is the difference between the other three you created and then this one?
Difference in machines?
Yes, like how are they
There's no
different? Like
difference. Not at all. I was just trying to show you guys that you can select your own availability zone. Like in availability set, if I have selected 3 update domain and fault domain, and if I'm deploying the 4th machine, where will it go by default? Let's say I have 3 update domain, 3 fault domain. Okay, I have deployed first machine, it went to fault domain 0, update domain 0. Second machine, fault domain 1, update domain 1. Third machine, update domain 2, fault domain 2. Where the 4th machine will go?
zero again?
Yes.
Yeah.
Do I have an option? Do you have an option over there that no, I want my 4th machine also on update domain 2? Do you have that
No,
option? Right.
no.
In availability zone, you do have that. That is what we were learning here.
Okay.
Clear?
Yes.
Any other questions, guys? Yes, guys. Yes, no, maybe. Any other doubts, questions, anything? Anyone? Rahul, Rayan, Satish, Shweta, Siddharth, Stuti.
If we
Anyone has
created,
any questions?
yes, wait. Hello.
Yes, Rayan, tell me.
Yeah. So if we created the virtual machine, so like if we don't want on that zone in zone 1, and can we move to zone 3 or 4?
Good question. No, of course you cannot.
Okay, got it.
Anyone else, guys? Please do ask. Do not think it's a silly question. It's a small question. The question which Ryan asked, it might come in interview for sure, just to check your understanding. So anyone has any questions like this? Just because I answered it very in a small manner, no, that doesn't mean it wasn't a good question or it wasn't an important question. They may ask you this. So looking at this practical, what all comes to your mind? What all doubt comes to your mind? I'm giving you time. I do not just want to jump to the next. It's easy for me to, when you are not asking any questions, to say, okay, then it's clear for all and let's move to the next topic. But I do not want to do that, guys. I'm giving you time. Think and ask. Whatever comes to your mind. Think and ask.
Sohail, I have one doubt. So, Sohail, you have created the three virtual machine, right? So, while creating all the three machines, you have ticked on zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3, right? Like how it has been divided now.
Hmm.
Or we have, our system has decided that it will come in zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3.
Yeah, it showed you
While
already
creating a
there, right?
virtual,
See, while creating it showed you that your machines will go to zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Let's say if I'm creating this, and if I select, this one, it will show it to me that I'm creating VM1, VM2, VM3. Now this is implied and understood that VM1 will go to zone 1, VM2 will go to zone 3, and VM3 will go to zone 3.
okay, understood.
Yes, guys, any other questions?
So while creating, if someone selected zone 1 and they don't want it, or you like say we are doing it and we realize we did it in the wrong way, then we can't change it after the machine is created. You said
No, you can't.
we'll have to
Yes.
delete the entire machine and redo. Okay.
Not literally delete it. There are some workarounds. I just answered one of them in the question which Anisa asked in the group, right? If you remember, you can read that question. I have already given the answer over there, that what is the workaround. We don't literally have to delete it, because it's very difficult to delete a machine which is in production or which is being used. But yes, if you are presenting yourself as a part of implementation team where you're creating new machines, let's say I asked you to create 3 machines and I told you create uh, 3 machines and all of them should be in different zones. Or let's say I asked you to create 3 machines. I asked you that I want availability option as availability zone, but as of now, as of now, create all my 3 machines in zone 1. I will think about zone 2 and zone 3 or whatever it is later. As of now, I want my machines in availability zone, but zone 1. This is the example, okay? This is what I'm asking you to do. But by mistake, you did this. What will happen as a result? Will I have my 3 machines in zone 1 completely, or what will be the result if you did this?
3 different zones.
3 different zones, which is incorrect. Now, it was a new request, okay? A workaround is there. You can do some magic on virtual machine too, as in some steps you have to follow, spend half an hour, 1 hour, uh, take a snapshot of that, create a disk from it, then again come to this, create a new machine from that disk or copy the data. I mean, behind one machine you will spend approximately 120 minutes, and then you will be able to somehow get that machine here and then delete this machine. Same you will have to do with the zone 2 machine. And after this all efforts of complete 8 hours, ultimately maybe you will have. But this machine of mine which I requested, I did not even log into that. I do not have any data. Which approach do you think as an implementation engineer is easy? To do this first option which I told you, or simply let's just delete all 3 and create 3? You guys have deleted machines, now you guys have created machine, you know how much time it takes. So which one do you think it's easy for you?
deleting them altogether.
Yes. So when you are an implementation engineer, you have that liberty. But same thing, an operation guy, someone who works in support, he cannot say that. Let's say I asked you to create 3 machines like this, okay, and you created 3 machines like this. You did not bother, I did not bother to check. My machines are up and running now, they are live, everything is working, app is there, users are there, I get thousands of hit every day, I'm getting orders, etc. Everything is working. Later one of my engineer realized that we requested them to create in zone 1, but they created in zone 1, 2 and 3. What to do? Do you think you can have this easy approach and this attitude on a production box? Okay, let's delete them and I'll create a new one for you. Can we do that?
Correct.
Can we do that?
No,
Yes or
we
no? What
can't
do
do
you
that.
think?
No,
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 we
no,
can't.
we
Of
cannot
course
do
we
that.
cannot, right? It's a production box now. There you will have to do workaround, spend much time, do whatever you want, but client will say, I do not want to lose my data, I do not want any downtime, or do whatever you want. I can give you minimum downtime, not more than that, not more than 20 minutes. So these are the situations. So you will present yourself as an implementation engineer that our architect team deals with a client. It's for either for migration or for new onboarding. And when it is new onboarding, the diagram comes to us, we deploy it. Whenever we are working, these machines are not live, these are not production machines, so we do have a little bit of scope where we can delete machines. This is how you will present your role. Understood, guys? Everyone?
So, Sohail, as you said that, okay, while deploying a virtual machine, if it is been in availability zone, right? Like for example, if according to bill sheet, it's been said that we have to keep the virtual machine in zone 1. Okay, and the reason why we have taken zone availability zone, just because there should not be an impact to the services. So like for example, if there is something happening in the background at zone 1, so we can deploy all the virtual machine in zone 2, as we have taken the availability zone, right?
No, you cannot. If they ask you for zone 1, you have to stick to zone 1. If it is not working, you go back to them, and it will never happen that something is wrong with zone 1.
Hmm.
If it is from Azure, everyone will have that email. Not only you, not only your organization, not only your client, everyone in world who's using Azure, they will get their email that East US zone 1 is down. It will be up in 8
Acha.
hours. So no one is asking
Hmm,
you
hmm,
that
hmm, hmm,
question
hmm.
that why did you not do that?
Acha,
Everyone will know
okay.
that.
Hmm,
It's
hmm,
not going
hmm.
to come
Okay,
just to
okay.
your personal email and you know it's a secret. No, it's a well known thing. It's a known thing. It's already open. Everyone knows that. And implementation thing, guys, again, it's not very rigid like support, that a production server is down, no matter what it is, you work now and right away and solve it for me. That is not the case. When you say that you are a part of implementation team, you always have breathing time, you always have breathing space. Why? I'll give you 10 machines and I'm not expecting you to create those 10 machines right away. I'll give you that, okay, these 10 machines I want you to deliver, deploy. I'll ask the status next week. So you have complete next week. You deploy all of them today and report it on Monday that I'm ready. Do whatever you want in whole week, or you deploy it on Friday. Do whatever you want till Thursday. Deploy it on Friday and share it with client on Monday. As far as you're giving correct result, they are not worried what you are doing in between. So it's your free time, it's your sweet time. If there is some error, maybe you will wait for some time. Let's say if that zone is down, Microsoft will tell you it's down for 4 hours. It's okay. Do some other work, because now we are just learning virtual machine, hence you can understand only virtual machine. But as we move ahead in course, we will learn storage, we will learn networking, all the components which are required for virtual machine. So let's say if something is down, virtual machine is down, virtual machine service is down, you will work on some other service, and you will always have multiple requests. Maybe this request is talking about East US zone 1. So okay, if it is down, that's fine, wait for 8 hours. Meanwhile, work on some other request. You will definitely have some other requests. Create a storage account in West India, create a VNet in Australia. You will have plenty of requests in your bucket. Okay, so don't worry about it. You will
Understood.
always have
Hmm,
time and
hmm.
you will always
Okay.
have this liberty.
Yeah, okay,
Yes, guys, any
fine.
other questions before we move ahead?
Yeah, Swell, yeah, I have one question. So you, hello,
Yeah,
am I
listening.
audible?
Yes, yes, you are. Tell me.
Yeah, so you told about resources, the like if we created resources in resource group, okay. What my question is? Okay, just give
It's okay. It's okay. Explain however you want to. Meanwhile, any other wants to ask any question while Rayan is thinking on his. Yes, Ganesh.
if
Yes, Sohail, I got a question.
Yes, tell me.
So let's say so basically we manually create virtual machine. What if we generally receive multiple requests? Let's say if we get a request to create multiple virtual machines, let's say 300, 200 virtual machines. In that case, do we create, or is there any kind of automation somewhere we can directly create virtual
Two
machine?
questions I see here. One thing, you will never get a request for 300 machines at a time. You will never see that in live environment. It will always come in bulk of 10, 15, 20, maximum 25.
Okay.
And even if you're deploying one machine, you will do it using script. When you go to live environment, you will never ever get a chance to deploy a machine like we are doing. Don't worry, I will show you how to create it using PowerShell script. And when you go to live environment also, you will be using some sort of script. You will
So
rarely
there is a
see.
possibility, right?
No, I'm not saying there's a possibility. You will definitely get a script. You'll definitely have to do it using automation. There are rare possibility where you will do it using portal. Definitely you will be doing using scripts, and I will teach it to you. I'll share some scripts with you and you will get to know how to do it. Don't worry about it. I will show it to you how to do it. But why are we doing it on portal now? I think I already explained it in yesterday's session if you were there. Can anyone remind me what did I say about it? Why are we doing it on portal and not using scripts? Yes, guys. Anyone
I'm
who's
sorry, I
listening
missed
active?
yesterday's session.
No, that's okay. Anyone who was available yesterday, can anyone repeat? What did I say? Why are we doing it on portal?
Because we can see what is happening behind.
Yes. So see, when if I do it using a PowerShell script, it's very simple and very easy, and you won't even come to know what is happening at the back of the back of the machine creation, or you will see nothing. But when you go here, you will see these options. Even if you're not touching them, you will see these options. Okay, if I click here, I see these many groups. Okay, so there are groups. You will see that. I have to type a machine name. You will see this. Okay, these many regions I have. Fine. Let's see where are. I mean, it will go in front of your eyes again and again, and you will learn something from it. That is the reason we are taking this approach. But Ganesh correctly said and asked, you will definitely use a script whenever it comes to live environment or production environment. You will definitely have a script, and you will have some sort of tool, and it is easier over there to create a machine compared to what we are doing. I will always teach you the harder way. Interviewer is going to ask you the harder way. When you go to live environment, it will be a little bit easier than this. There are chances will be less of making mistakes. There will be multiple policies. Here, if I ask you today to create a machine without using public IP, there's a possibility that you guys can create a machine with public IP. Maybe you will miss it. If I ask you to create a machine with tags, there's a possibility that you guys will create a machine without tags. But when you go to live environment, live production environment, you cannot do that, because they will have policy in force that even if you want to create a machine without tags, it will not be created. For example, look at this. These 4 machines I created, did I put any tag here?
No, it is
You
without
guys
tag.
saw it, right? I didn't put any tag, but look at this. This tag I'm enforcing from my policy. So no matter in my subscription UT-Kloud, if anyone comes and create a machine, I have put a policy that this tag should be there. There is no exception to this. I can put another policy that there should not be any machine with public IP. So if by mistake also, if you select public IP and try creating a machine, at the end you will get an error that this is conflicting with your policy. Go ahead and remove that public IP. So these are the measures which you will get over there. Understood, guys?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Okay. Any other questions, guys, before we move ahead and finish this topic?
Sohail, I have one confusion.
Hmm.
I have one doubt. Sohail, what if we have created all the virtual machine in one zone? Okay. I just wanted to understand. And like for and if that zone is down for 8 hours, what will happen in background? Then how the service will work? How it will work? So I just wanted to understand that.
First thing, none of your business, as in not you individually, none of implementation team's business. They ask you to create in one zone, you created it, now it is with the support team. By the time server is in production, it is with the support team, it is gone from you. You don't have to worry about it. Second thing, I just told you, if machines are in zone 1, is it even a highly available application? Will you even call it a highly available application?
No, it's not.
No.
No, it will be not.
Then why do you have that expectation? If your machine is not highly available, then why
Okay,
do you have
okay.
that expectation?
Clear?
Okay, yeah, so well, I got question now.
Hmm.
Yeah, so you told about the resource can be shared across the resource group, right? So like if we have created data disk in resource, like in resource group ROM, we have created virtual machine. In that virtual machine, we have created data disk, 3 data disks. Okay. So we deallocate data disk 3, and
Detach.
we can yeah, detach. So can we allocate to the resource group 3 if we have only access, right?
Why not? As far as you have sufficient access, let's say. Good question. I hope, though it is not relevant to today's topic, it is related to disk, but it's still okay.
Yeah.
So what he's asking,
Yeah.
guys, what Ryan is asking, that if I have a virtual machine here, somewhere here in this resource group, okay, and this virtual machine has a disk, a data disk. Okay, this machine has a data disk. Let's say that I create a data disk. I save it as disk 1, and I'll put today's date. I hope it takes hyphen. Okay, 4 GB, it's fine, whatever it is, okay with me. Okay, so this is the disk we have. Now his question is, correct me if I have not understood your question well. His question is that this is in some other resource group, and I said the resources can be shared across the resource group as far as you have accesses.
Yes.
So what is he asking now? That if I detach this disk, first thing, can I attach an existing disk to any server? Do we have that facility in Azure? Can anyone else answer? Let's say this disk is there on this machine. Now I go to this machine, I see this disk, and I say, okay, fine, I'm not using this disk. It has some data, but I'm not using it. I detach this disk and save. Now this disk, it's not attached to my machine. It is lying over there, and it is a part of which resource group? It is a part of this new resource group which I created. Look at this new resource group. This is my machine's operating system disk. This is my machine's network interface, machine's virtual network, network security guard, public IP, this one. So what is this? This is the extra disk, data disk, which I have. First question, is it possible to attach this disk to any other machine? Is it possible, guys?
No, it is
Yes.
not completely removed.
No, we detach it from.
Possible.
Just guys, give me a minute. Think on
is
this question. I just have to take a call. Yes, guys.
It is possible.
Yes, we can attach it to different VM.
Yes. Whoever answered, it's not completely detached. Yes, it is detached. We detached it from the VM. That's all you have to do to detach, nothing else.
Okay.
Okay, so it is possible. Okay, now the question, Ryan's question is that can we use it across the resource group, as I explained yesterday? That do I have to create a machine in the same resource group to use this disk, or can a machine from some different resource group can use this disk? That is the question, right, Ryan?
Yes, yes.
Okay, so now,
So already we have created 5 resource groups. So can we share
yes,
that
so let's say if I go to some
disk
other
to the other?
resource group, let's say if I go to some other resource group, this one here, I have these machines. This is a different resource group. I pick any machine, I go to disk, and I'll see attach existing disk. If I can see this or not, that is the question. So yes, you can see it. Here you're not saying it because these either it's a region is different or maybe something is different, but it has nothing to do with the resource group. Okay, but to answer your question, yes, you can use it. If I want to
Yeah.
check, it's in East US.
Only
Let
if
me
we
check.
have access.
Yes, obviously you have
Only
to
if
have
we
access.
have
If you do not have
Yeah.
access on
Got it.
someone else's resource group, you will not be able to say. If you don't have
Right.
access, even read access, you won't even see that disk.
Yes.
Right?
Got
And
it.
if you have only read access, you will see that disk, but you will not be able to attach that disk. So you should have access across the resource groups. That is the only that is the only time you can utilize it. But let me see why I can't do it here. Cloud VM. It is in East US, fine, and it is in UT-Kloud VM01. This is the VNet. And if I check my disk, let me see. This machine is a part of East US in UT-Kloud VM1. So I guess no, both are same. It should appear there. We can check why is it not appearing. But as far as your regions and VNets are correct, the disk should appear here. And maybe we'll have to rephrase and wait some time. But to answer your question, yes, it is possible. Yes, guys, any other questions? If not, maybe we can proceed now. I think we have cleared enough doubts. So let's quickly proceed with it. And I will explain a little bit more on this one. So this session we can keep dedicated for availability zone. In third session, we can start some new topic. Now the question is here, let me erase it. Though I was expecting this question from you guys. If I have a machine in availability zone 1, zone 2, and zone 3. Okay. Yeah, and these are my users. Same question. I mean, we have discussed this question in availability set. Be it availability zone or availability set. Okay, this question applies to both of them. These are my users, let's say. So how my users are going to, let's say this is availability zone 1 and I have 3 servers here. It's okay. 5 servers here. 4 servers here. 4 servers here. So for total one application, I am running 8 and 10, 12, 13 servers approximately. Okay. So the question here is, how am I going to make sure that the data is being synced between all of these servers, because these are different 5 servers. Okay, all of these servers, then between these servers, and then between these servers, again between these servers, right? It has to be there. Otherwise, if all of my servers, they have different application, different data, is it highly available application? No, those are segregated applications. Then I want all of these to run one single application, right? Would you like is that if you go to amazon.com, let's say these servers are for amazon.com. Okay, so if you go for amazon.com here, amazon.com or .in, so first time you see this page, and next time when you log in, you see some other page. Would you like that? That you are ordering something, you're doing something, and just because at the back end this server went down, so your whole web page changed and you have to log in again, you have to add everything again, and you see a different page. It's not at all a good experience, right? It's not at all highly available application for you, because you had to do everything again. So how is it highly available application? When will I call it highly available application? कि इनमें से कोई server down हो भी जाता ना, being a user, I am connected to amazon.com, and at the back end out of these servers, even if this is down, if one of the server is down, completely down, this server, let's say the server is down, so there should not be any issue for the user. There shouldn't be any issue. User should not come to know that there is a server down or there is some issue. It should be a seamless experience for user. Then only we will call it an highly available application. Got it? So two questions here. One is, how would we do the synchronization of these machines? Okay. So there are two methods. One is multiple applications are there. network connectivity, we are going to learn that how these are connected to each other in Azure, that we are going to learn in networking. But how the data is synced with each other, you don't have to worry. Mostly database team will take care of it. Or how it works, that these are just machines where your application is hosted, but your data it's somewhere else. Data it's not on this machine, data it's somewhere else. That could be one possibility. So to understand that, we will have to see a concept of 3-tier application. Okay, in the next session we are going to complete our 3-tier application architecture, so you will have a better understanding on this. Anyone has any question till now? Okay, so one thing is data. Second thing is, I have 5 server here, I have 4 server here, 4 here. Where my client or where my user is connecting to me, am I giving them 9 different URLs? Would you like facebook.com 1, facebook.com 2, facebook1.com, facebook2.com, something like this? You will not like it, right? You want one point of contact, a one single point of contact where you can connect, and you're not worried. Whatever you want to do at the back end, you do it. As an application owner, it's your hectic, I don't mind. As a user, I don't want to know that. So you will have a feature which will give you one point of contact here, this layer. This is your one point of contact. All of your user will connect here. All of your users will connect here on this panel. The bottom line, let's say this is one public IP, it could be one URL, it could be anything. And they only know this, facebook.com. They don't know at the back end how many servers are working, how many applications are running, which of them is down, which of them it's running, which of them is being upgraded, which of them it's being backed up. They don't want to know anything. So this is called your front layer or front architecture layer. All your users, all your end users will connect to this, and at the back end, your this deployment and traffic distribution, etc., that will happen. So how do we achieve this in Azure? This can be achieved in Azure using a solution called load balancer, that we will see later. So first we have to learn about the 3-tier application, and then we'll talk about load balancer. Now understand one thing, guys. Load balancer, we are going to learn these technologies in isolation. Okay, we learned availability set in isolation, we learned availability zone in isolation. We are going to learn load balancer in isolation as a different topic, individual topics. But understand, when it comes to live environment, you will have to know how to use them in a consolidated manner. Unless you do that, you will not know, you will not be able to take any benefit out of it. Is it clear to everyone? I'll tell you why. Now let's say that fine, I have availability set feature. Let's start with availability set. I have availability set feature and I'm deploying servers. I'm happy with it. Okay, this is a rack. This is availability set. Okay, we are talking about availability set. Racks we have, multiple servers we have. My first server is going here. Let's say this is rack and my first server is going here. Sorry about this. Paint is working funny. Yeah. First server here, second server here, third server here. Again, fourth server here. Similar manner, fifth server here. Let's say I got 8 server like this or 6 servers. I'm saying fine, my application is up and running. But the same question arises here. If you know only availability set, will you be able to give a complete solution? Now the next question is, I got 8 server for one application. Where will my user connect? Where will my user connect? If I give them 8 applications, 8 addresses, it's not a good experience. And forget the good experience. Chalo, maine maan liya that I'll give 8 addresses. But if I give 8 individual addresses to my users, again, is it highly available? Because few of my users will have this address. If I take that approach, that I'm giving individual servers, address. So few of my users will have this server's address. They're connecting here. Okay. And other users, they are connecting to this one. Other users connecting to this one. So every chunk of user is connecting to one server. Maybe it is a good load balancing feature कि मेरे एक server पे load नहीं आ रहा है, but is it highly available? It is not. Why? Because they are connecting to one server. And what if that one server is down? What if this particular server is down? What about these users then? Are they getting my services?
No.
No.
No. So okay. So then you have to make sure that if you're deploying 6 servers, you give one point of contact. You will have to understand that also. Then only your availability set, it is of some use. Otherwise, in isolation, just using availability set, it's of no use. You are just deploying servers. You're not doing anything. For argument's sake, or somehow they have managed to sync the data. Okay, data is same and website is same on this one. That is actually not your headache. Hence, I'm not getting into that. That how to sync data, DB team takes care of that. How to sync application teams takes care of that. That is not your headache. What comes to you, it's giving single point of contact for these servers. That is your headache as an Azure administrator or deployment engineer. You cannot tell them, okay, I've deployed 6 servers. Do one thing, put your database on all 6, put your application on all 6, and use them as an individual. Then is it highly available service? No, it is not. Is it clear, guys, till here?
Yes.
Same, if I go to availability zone, I'm giving the same solution. You have availability zone. In availability set, I had only one data center, but here I have 3 data centers. You put your first server, you put your first server here, you put your second server here, you put your third server here, again fourth server on the first one. So like this, you have your 6 servers. You're saying, okay, if your this zone goes down, these servers are running and giving services to you. Your application owner will ask you, fine, I'll make sure the data is synced, databases are synced. Okay, that is fine, but where will my user connect? If you're asking them to connect to 6 different servers, that is ridiculous. And again, that is not a highly available service. So to achieve this, we will have to understand load balancer, guys. Load balancer, it's a phase of these applications, and only learning load balancer will not help you. So we have to learn all of these in combination. We'll have to learn the usage of it. So in next session, let's see 3 tier of application load balancer, some maybe networking session that will come. Okay, see you in 5 or 8 minutes. I'll ping you because I need to wait for recording to get converted. I'll ping you. You can join the session using the same link, and we'll do 3 tier of architecture.
Okay.